for Germany. It's going to be Linda Vermouth up the front, Heidrun Rathmann in the middle, and Juliana Alsinger out the back. For France, they'll have Veronique Mozart in the front, Alexander Duvink in the middle, and Barbara Bofis out the back. They met earlier this week in the group stages. France ran out winners 10 goals to 6. Germany started to fire at the end of that match and made their way through to the final by beating Holland and Team Europe. So ball goes in, pulled down by Vera on the French side, but her and Linda will both drive for it. Vera goes down offside, can't pull it in. Barbara Bofis pulls it up for France. Barbara Bofis aboard one of the many Henson horses that France use for these games. Fairly big, strong horses. They can also turn pretty quick. Don't let their size deceive you. But Barbara Bofis riding around in midfield, looking to link up with Vera Mozak in the 30-yard area. Some pressure coming in from the German side. Barbara flicks a little pass across to Vera. Vera now will be hard pressed by Juliana Alsinger, who's had a pretty good game in the German number 3 shirt, but Vera just checks in behind, lines up the sticks and shoots it through. Makes it 1-0 to France. Ball goes in, it's loose on the floor, sticks go down and dig for it, and it's Juliana Alsinger who wins it up for Germany. Juliana Alsinger mounted up on Ducasa. Going downfield, just checking up in midfield, getting closed in by the French defence. Now they lay on a bit of wood, but Juliana still got the ball. She'll look to link up with Linda Vermouth at the 30-yard line. Oh, but Vera Mozart lays in the wood and dislodges the ball. Juliana gets back to it first, she goes over top of it. Umpire's whistle goes. And Martin Brooks says it was a down hit that dispossessed them. So it's going to be a German ball from here. So Linda Vermouth will take it to herself. She throws it out towards the 30-yard area. Trickles into the 30-yard area. Barbara Bofis comes across, tries to claim it. She can't find it. Now they'll both dig for it in the mud. Linda Vermouth digs it out. Barbara Bofis taking it towards the sideline. Linda Vermouth trying to get Bassi driving around the front. Big, strong Henson Halls, Odyssey, holding her out at the moment. Linda just going for a little bit of a ride round, locked together against the French number 3 at the moment. Goes for a little bit of a rideable Bassi. Comes back out, steps back, looks for a way past. But Barbara Bofis is right there between her and the post at the moment. Linda Vermouth spins the pony round, looks to drive around in front again, but again Barbara is there. Linda just checked up, bit of wood laid in by Barbara Bofis, but can't quite make contact with a stick. Two horses just locked together at the moment. Linda now spinning away, trying to get Bassi moving, spins back, bit of wood laid on by Barbara, but Linda continues to spin and throws it through, makes it 1-1. Germany get off the mark in the first chucker. 1-1 they look up at. Ball goes in, it's out the back, and it's going to be Juliana Alsinger who drives for it out the back for Germany. She goes down, grabs it up, the German number 3. Wood laid in by Vera Mozart, but she just spins Ducas around, holds onto the ball. Pressure comes in from Vera again on the non-stick side. Juliana Heidrun comes in to try and protect her number 3, and umpire's whistle goes. Umpire says hold time. So I think umpire Martin Brooks blowing the German number 2 for the right angle of the ride-off. So France will get the free throw, and Vero will take it. Vero flicks it out to herself, pulls it back in on the non-stick side. Now she'll let Annabelle run through the pack. Vera Mozart, who's played a lot in the UK a number of years ago, hasn't played so much recently, but still a very handy player. Down loose on the floor. Vero will mop it up for France. Now she'll get chased by Juliana Alsinger, looks to switch around the back again, tight angle shot, it's good. Nice little tight angle goal from the French number 1. And she makes it 2-1 to France. Right, ball goes in, it's snapped down by Alexander Duvink in the middle for France. Alexander, oh no, sorry, it's Barbara Bofis who's snapped it off the back of the line out. Barbara Bofis just driving around in the circle, looking to link up with Vera at the 30-yard line. Vera is there, the little pass goes across to the racket of Vera Mozart. France now with the ball in the 30-yard area again. Just steady things down, Vera will look for a way past. Just spins down the ball around in a tight little circle. Leaves Juliana and Dugas ever dead. And ball goes in. They come together. Ball goes in. It's pulled down on the back by Marvin again. Winning a lot of ball in this first juggle from the French side. Driving down towards the 30-yard line. Vero running out in front of her, looking for a little pass. Little pass gets popped across to Vero. Vero now driving in towards the post. Vero now just going for a little bit of a ride. Looking for a way through. Locked up alongside Julian Alsing, and when it throws a little one under the necks, and it's good. France make it 4-1. They're beginning to build a little bit of a lead in this first jugger. Right, they come together again, and umpire Henning on crowd side of the field. He'll line them up, tell them to get straight. Ball goes in, it's down in the middle. Sticks will dig, but this time it is Alexander Durick. The young French girl has pulled it in, but time will defeat her. And it remains 4-1 at the end of the first. And we'll see how the men come out. France staying reasonably consistent throughout this whole tournament with this lineup. Germany have switched and changed a bit. All their players have had a run at number 1 now. But Jake moving up to number 1 for this final match. Right, the men come together. Martin Brooks throws it in. It's out the back and they'll run for it. And it'll be Michel Bouvis who gets to it first. He drags and picks it up for France. Michel Bouvis riding calm, going downfield. Wood laid in by the German defence, but a little pass is on towards, it's on towards Remy Bader, but it's out in front. And Remy Bader will just check up near the back line. As Hyder exits stage left, the ball kneels. Remy Bader will pick up the ball, driving towards the post, line them up and throw it through. Makes it 5-1 to France. Now he's happy now the ball goes in, it's knocked down on the French side and they'll turn and run for it. It's kicked along by the horses, it's loose out in front, 2 French sticks go for it, neither of them can grab it. Jake Durapala knocks it along for Germany, he can't put it in. Lovely little backwards pack out by, I think that's Remy Bader. He flicks it back towards Michel Bouvis in the number 3 shirt. Remy Bader not wanting to take it downfield and bounce it over slightly tricky ground. Oh, Max Schürrle catches up with Michel Bouvis and dislodges the ball. Now he'll dig for it on the ground, but it's Francois Maziris comes in and follows his plan. It's loose on the floor, and it is Max who picks it up, the young German player in the number 2 shirt. Picks it up for Germany and starts to head downfield. Checks up, France trying to close him down. Now let that little horse Yogi run around the pack. Head down towards the 30-yard line when Jake Durapala will wait for him. Jake Durapala having a good job done on him by Michel Bouvis at the moment. Marking him up well now, Jake looks to make his move. Getting driven back out of the 30-yard area though. France trying to put some attention onto Max. Max just turning, twisting, looking for his pass across to his number 1. His number 1 though being still well marked up by French number 3, Michel Bouvis. And the French defence are closing in on Max. In the number 2, Jake floats the little pass across to Jake, and umpire's whistle goes. Right, free throw to Germany. Front of a post, but it goes wide.
Excuse me. Up here. Sorry.
So free throw to Germany. They get a chance to grab one back, but it was missed. Free throw coming to them for a foul, I think, over 30-yard line as they were trying to link up, and now Michel Bouvis will get the clearing throw from 30-yard line for a missed shot at goal. It will loose on the floor. Jake Durapala following through behind. He snaps it up, but Michel Bouvis misses. Bounces over 30-yard line, ends up the shot, hooks it the stick a bit, and goes wide. And then goes for a little bit of a slide in the mud. Pony's up and running. Jake is up and running. Always the horses are checked. If there's any concern about an injury, they'll be trotted up and checked before they're played again. But it looks okay, Jake looks okay, so he'll jump back on and resume play. And again, with a French clearing throw from 30-yard line for a missed shot at goal. So we'll resume play with a 30-yard clearing throw. Michel Bouvis takes it out towards his number 1 in Remy Bader. Remy Bader gathers in midfield. Here turns downfield, drives through the pack. Remy Bader heading down towards the 30-yard line. Have a very little bit of wood laid on by Jake Durapala as he flies by, but Remy Bader bounces over the 30-yard line. Umpire says The umpire says carried over 30-yard line. So the French player still had possession of the ball as some part of his horse was over that 30-yard line, and therefore Germany get possession. So higher, harder in number 3 for Germany. He'll look to chuck it out towards Max. Max couldn't hold it on the first attempt. It's loose on the floor. Lovely little offside gather by Max Schiller. Max in the number 2 shirt for Germany. Wood laid in by Francois Mézières. And umpire says swinging from the wrong side of the horse, I think. So they'll move up to the 30-yard line, and Germany will get another chance. So you're not allowed to swing from the other side of a player's horse. You're only allowed to swing when you're stick side of a player's horse. So that's why the umpire blew it. And it will be a mud splatter. Jake Girapalo who takes the free throw from 30-yard line. Umpire Brooks marks the spot. Jake throws it up to the non-stick side. Doesn't get a nice bounce. It goes back towards the D. And it's Michel Boufis who comes around and mops it up. Michel Boufis mops it up for France. Jake Girapalo coming around looking to lay on the wood stick side. And umpire Martin Brooks says Michel Boufis takes it over centre line of his horse. So you're not allowed to take that ball over centre line of your horse once you've got possession of it. You can pick it up on your non-stick side, but it has to go straight back to stick side. I mean, it cannot return to your non-stick side. So Jake Girapalo gets another free throw, but again, the bounce is not kind to him. It's loose on the floor. Max Schiller shoots in and mops it up for Germany. It's loose in the 30-yard area. Jake Girapalo protecting the ball first, then go down for the pickup. Now be chased by Michel Boufis, taken to the back line, has to throw it back in field, gets back to him first again though, goes over the top of it. Michel Boufis will turn, he'll go back for it, he mops it up for France. Michel Boufis with the ball in the 30-yard area, twisting and turning, looking for a way out. Jake Girapalo trying to close him down, but Michel Boufis lobs a big high one up in the midfield towards his number 2, towards his number 1 actually, Remy Bader, but he couldn't hold on to it. He was under pressure from Max Schiller, and it's Max Schiller who wins the ball back to the 30-yard line, pops a little pass across to Jake. Jake lines up the goals. This one goes through. Germany going to go just below the hooter. They make it 5-2. Vermeulen stays up the front and Barbara Boufis out the back. Ball goes in, it's snapped down by Barbara Boufis straight off the back of the line out. The German defence will hunt her. Barbara just spins her Henson horse round. Turns Odyssey back downfield, sets sail towards the 30-yard line where Vermeulen waits for her. A little pass goes across to Vermeulen. Good link-up play by the French girls, continuing in the second chucker. Vera looks to drive around the front and line up a post, drives in, shoots it low, and through it goes. France make it 6-2. Ball goes in, loose on the floor. Ball goes in and it's down on the floor. Juliana Alcing reaches it offside. She can't put it in, it's still loose. Been kicked along by the ponies. Kicked out in front. Juliana Alcing was there waiting for it as it's kicked along. She nets it for Germany. Now checks up in midfield. The French defence will hunt her. Juliana Alcing just in a little bit of trouble at the moment, looking to work her way upfield. Looking to get Ducasse moving, but Vermeulen right there on Annabelle, holding her back at the moment. Juliana Alcing now jumps out of the traffic, gets the pony moving. Chased by Vera again though, checked up in midfield, taking quite a lot of attention. Chloe Bizet comes in as well to put a bit more pressure on her. Juliana still holding on to the ball, making her way steadily downfield. Driven towards the sideline. Juliana Alcing getting towards the sideline. Pops a little pass towards Linda Vermeulen, but it was intercepted by Barbara Boufis. Barbara Boufis immediately puts it back out in centre field to Chloe Bizet. Chloe now under pressure from the German number 1, and the ball comes loose. And it'll be Barbara who sees it again. Barbara can't blame it where it rolls on. Vermeulen nets it for France. Vera going downfield, just spins Annabelle round. Now lets her run. The German defence close her in, but she finds a way through traffic. But Linda manages to lay a little bit of wood and dislodge the ball. But Vera mops it back up for France. Heads downfield, pops a little pass across towards Barbara. Vera now will move to her 30-yard area. Barbara Boufis just Holding onto the ball in midfield, turns Odyssey round. Looking to link up with Vero for the yard line there. Vero waits, the pass goes across to Vero. Now Vero again will have to find a way around Julian out, thinking about number 3 shirt for Germany. Vero goes for a little bit of a ride across the area. Waiting for an opportunity, waiting for the goals to open up. Checks up, drives in, but Julian Alcin closes off that one. Vero just checks up at the top of the D, looks to throw a big one up over top. Goal judges say it's good. And France go out to a 7-2 lead here in the third. They've worked tirelessly over the last 2 weeks to help make this Polocrosse World Cup happen. So please show your support and give generously. Apparently all currencies are accepted. But in the meantime, back in play. Linda Vermeer has snapped it up for Germany from that line out. She lets Bassi run downfield. Heading down towards the 30-yard line. Linda just checks in the traffic, but France get to her, lay a stick on and the ball comes loose. And again, Germany will try and win it back. Linda goes down, non-stick side, pulls it in. Little stumble out of a pony, but he recovers himself well. Going down towards the 30-yard line. Bounces on the 30-yard line, pulls it back in. Immediately comes under pressure from Barbo Bouvis in that number 3 shirt for France. Linda Vermeer just checks up, looks for a way round. Barber's just staying in between her and the post of the ball, Odyssey. Just backing up. Looks to drive out the front, but it's hard to drive out the front of a Henson horse. And Linda goes for a little bit of a ride round. She checks up, but Barber mirrors her turn for turn. They lock together again. Linda just checks up. Barber again, there in solid defence. Driving Linda back. Linda twisted and turning, looking for a way around the French number 3. Lines up the post now, drives out the front, throws it through. 7 plays 3. Germany grab a third and stay in touch. They line up on umpire Henning. Ball goes in, it's down on the French side. And it's going to be, Linda Vermeer broke through the lineup, but she couldn't pull it in. It's loose on the floor. And Wood still being laid on. Flicks it back towards. Well, we'll see who actually had it and we'll see who lost it. We'll see what the umpire says. I think the umpire's going to say France had it, France lost it, and therefore Germany are going to get it. So free throw will be taken by Linda Vermeer from that first sideline. So Linda takes a free throw to herself. Pulls it back in non-stick side nicely, but time will defeat her. And at the end of the chucker, it remains 7-3 in favour of France. So Germany still very much in this one, 4 goals in it, 3 chuckers left. So the men line up. The French make a change in number 2 position as Julien Duponchel creeps in at number 2, but the rest remain the same. Some problems at the start in front of the line at the moment. And now they come together. Umpire Brooks calls time in. It's netted by Hayo Harder at the back of the lineup for Germany. Germany with Hayo Harder making his way downfield. Looking for his number 1 in Jake Chirapala at the 30-yard line. Fast goes across, finds the stick of Jake. Nice line from Barber, but Jake spills it back out. And it rolls out over the sideline. And France will get the free throw. Michel Bouvis will take it from that sideline. Umpire says time off. Umpire just going to have a quick conversation. I think the umpire's decided it came off a horse. So comes off a horse, it's a neutral lineup. So German number 1 and French number 3 will line up together in that 30-yard area. There are only 2 players allowed in that area. Ball goes in, it's straight between both of them. It's out the back, and they'll run and chase for it. Michel Bouvis will get there first, but he overshoots it. Jake slams on the brakes, comes back round. He goes down for it, drags it up for Germany. Jake now just checks up. He's got Michel Bouvis hard on him. Looking to step round him. Michel Bouvis aboard Khan. Just checking him up at the moment. Jake looking to drive round, but he's getting driven backwards towards the 30-yard line. And the ball gets lobbed back towards Hayo Harder. High over midfield, pops a little pass back to Jake. Jake again now on the attack in the 30-yard area. And again, the French number 3 engages and pushes him back towards the 30-yard line. Again, the pass gets floated back to Hayo Harder, but this time, I think Hayo's back legs were over the line. And the free throw will go to France for the carry over the 30-yard line. Hayo Harder just catching that ball while his horse was across the 30-yard line. And French will get the resulting free throw. So twice France driving back the German advance. And now they'll go on the attack. France with Remy Bader in midfield, but Max Scheller just takes it clean out of his stick. And umpire's going to blow, and we'll see what he says. German ball, Remy Bader riding straight into the back end of Max's horse. Whether he was trying to cross from one side to the other or not. You're not allowed to cross too close behind another player's horse. So you're not allowed to cross too close behind another player's horse. And you're certainly not allowed to run into the back end of it like that. So Jake Chirapella will take the free throw to himself. He'll put down the power. Opts for speed this time, going down towards the 30-yard line, pulls it back in, but he's going towards that fat line, has to throw it back into the 30-yard area. He'll now chase back against Michel Bouffis. It's loose just next to the back line. Jake will get down and dig for it, but Michel Bouffis will muscle him off the ball. And Michel Bouffis, I think, briefly picked it up. But then the wood was laid in and the ball was dispossessed. And Germany will get the free throw. So some good German pressure here. And Jake Chirapella will take the free throw to himself. Takes it to himself. Wants to get that pony moving. He doesn't want to be lined up again by Khan and push back to the 30-yard line. Lines up the shot, shoots it wide. He's missed a few today. So France will get the resulting free throw. Michel Bouffis throws it out to Remy Bader. Remy Bader will turn and run downfield. Remy Bader getting chased by Max Scheller all the way to the 30-yard line. Plays in a bit of wood, but at the 30-yard line he'll have to pull away. Remy Bader, not a happy man. Umpire says hold time. And now will use his best French to defuse the situation. So we'll see what the umpire says. Umpire's going to say free throw to Germany. That's not going to defuse the situation. I think Remy Bader thinking that Max carried on hitting him once he was in the area. Don't think the umpires agreed. Instead of giving him a decision the other way. So, Hayo Harder will flop it out to Max Scheller in the number 2 shirt for Germany. Max just checked up at the moment by Julien Duponchel in that number 2 shirt for France. Max vote. Will look to open Yogi up and drive down the sideline, but Julien driving him towards that sideline. He just checks up, comes back in field. Now he'll put down the power and move through the pack. Remy comes in and in, but Max just avoids for Wood. Checks up again. Goes back the other way, making his way down through midfield. The German number 2. Just checked up at the moment, looking for his number 1, Jake Chirapella, to make a move. Hayo Harder doing some good work in back play, trying to keep the French players away from his number 2, but now they're beginning to close in. Max just holding on to the ball, Wood being laid in, it's come out though, and it's loose on the floor. They'll turn and drive for it. Michel Bouffis will get to it first, he goes over top of it. Remy Bader will go over top of it. And Max Scheller turns around and picks it up, but umpires will get him for crossing the line of the ball, I think. And umpire Martin Brooks saying it is a blue ball, but any more back chat from the French number 1, and they're not going to have a number 1. And he doesn't mind if that word is in French or English or any other language. So umpire Brooks marks the stop. Max Scheller just cutting across the line of the ball. Julien Duponchel was charging along that line of the ball, and Max Scheller just cutting across to pick up the ball. Michel Bouffis takes a free throw. He's pinned up though by the German 1 and 2, and the ball comes loose. And it's loose down on the floor towards that 30-yard line. They all go for it. Max lays a stick on it, he can't pull it in, and it's gone out over the sideline. We'll see what the umpire says. He says French ball from the sideline. Remy Bader will take it. Remy Bader throws it into the area. Pulls it back in. Oh, can't pull it in at the first attempt. It's loose on the floor. And he's lost his stick. Remy is stickless. He'll try now just to protect the ball and force the neutral line up. If no progress is made for 10 seconds, he will get the neutral line up. And umpire says no progress is forthcoming. And therefore, it's going to be a neutral line-up. I think Remy gets a chance to jump off and get a stick. So good defence over French number 1 having lost his stick. Just guarding the ball. So they line up again. Umpire Wayne Henning will throw it in. Ball goes in, it's battered down by the French stick and rolls towards midfield. It will make midfield. And they'll all come back out into it to chase it. It's picked up by Higher Harder, number 3 shirt for Germany, but umpire's whistle goes. Much to the frustration of the German side. I think they're saying as he picked it up, he just put a foot over that sideline. And therefore, it's going to be a French ball from that sideline. Well, that's time at the end of the chucker. And the score remains 7-3 in favour of France. Germany still in this, 2 chuckers to go, 4 goals in it. They've got time to pull this up. But they're going to have to get moving and get some goals in. Right, so the umpire will line them up. Ball goes in, it comes off the sticks, it's out the back. And it will be the Freeze who see the first of it. Barbara Mofis reaches for it. Barbara Mofis can't put it in though, it's kicked along. It's loose on the floor, she'll get another chance at it. She goes down, still goes over top of it. Linda Vermoeven following through behind, she can't grab it. Still kicked out in front by the ponies. And she goes down for it, she loses her stick in the process. And Alexander Duvink pulls it in for France. Alexander Duvink with the ball for France, making her way downfield. She'll get chased by the German defence, but they've only got 1 stick between them at the moment. She pops a little pass across to Vero. Umpire playing advantage. I think for Juliana Alcing reaching over top of the horse and making contact with the French stick, but Vero still pulled in the ball. So the umpire will just play advantage there. Vero goes a little bit right, puts down the pad, drives out the front, throws one out the side. Lovely little goal by the French number 1. Driving across the D, throwing a nice little goal out the side, and makes it 8-3. So they come together again on umpire Henning. Umpire not happy with the line out. Umpire Brooks riding across, having a word with him, and it's going to be a free throw to France. I think Germany not straight in the line out. So Vero takes a free throw to herself, can't put it in the first attempt, can't put it in the second. It's loose, it's rolling out in front of them all, and they've all gone over top at the moment. No one can grab it, they'll come back round and have a go at it. Barbara Mofis pulls it in for France. Barbara will now just circle around, look to drive around and set up her number 1. Again taken towards the sideline, but breaks free of that and pops a little pass across to Vero. Good link-up play again by the French ladies. Vero now just checks up, looks for a way pass. Yuli just there in the number 3 shirt for Germany. Vero just steps inside, but Yuli right there just holding her out. Following her around. Vero puts in a big spin. Oh, steps Annabelle around the back, lines up the post. And rolls it in off the post, just hits the post and go in. A little bit of fortune for the French side, but they all count. It goes to 9-3. Ball goes in, it's out the back and Hobby first onto it. It's going to be Barbara Mofis who spins and turns and drives and picks it up. Lovely work by the French number 3. Going downfield. Looking for Vero at the 30-yard line, pops a little pass across to Vero. Vero spins Annabelle right, drives her in towards the post, lines up the sticks and shoots it through. Makes it 10-3. France hit double figures here in the 5th. And they're beginning to stretch this lead. Germany going to need to respond soon if they're going to. Ball comes in, knocked down on the French side again. Alexander Duvink pulls it in for France. Alexander Durink spins a little. Dumb pony round in midfield. Now lets it run upfield. Getting chased by the German defence. Looks to pop a little pass through to Vera. Gruel taken by Vera at full stretch. Vera now looks at the post again. Goes for a little bit of a ride. She knows now time's on her side. She doesn't have to rush anything. She can just take her time. Goes for a little bit of a cruise. Round on top of the D. Steps in. Goes one way. Goes the other. Juliana manages to cover her up. Keep them away from those posts at the moment. Vera just spins round. Looks at the sticks. Drives in. Throws a big one up over top. Goal judges say no. So Germany will get the 30-yard clearing throw. If they want to spark a comeback, they probably want a couple of quick goals before the end of this chucker to set it up for the men. Umpire says get away 10. Juliana Outsinger will take the 10-metre clearing throw. Pops a little pass out to Hydra Rathman, but she couldn't hold it. It's loose on the floor. Loose on the floor, mopped up by Vero. Vero in number 3 shirt for France, number 1 shirt for France. Goes for a little bit of a ride, pops it back to Barbara Bofis in that number 3 shirt. Now she'll look for a way through to link up with Vero again over the 30-yard line. Barbara drives Odyssey round the front of Bassi. Goes down towards the 30-yard line there. Vero waits. Pass goes across again. The French girls have really linked up well at that 30-yard line today. Particularly between Barbara and Vero. It's worked like clockwork nearly every time. Vero now throws a little funny shot under the neck. And that one goes wide. Vero seemed to lose her balance a bit as she went to throw it. Hooked in the stick a bit as well. And it remains at 10-3. Germany will look and grab a quick one before the end of this chucker. Juliana Outsinger takes it out to herself. Pulls it back in. Gets Ducasa moving downfield. Getting chased by the French defence. Going down towards the 30-yard line. Yuli driving around the front. Where's Linda? There she is at the 30-yard line. Looks to pop a little pass across, but Barbara Bufis doing a good job on Linda. And our time goes at the end of the chucker. And that will be the last you see of the ladies. Give them a round of applause. 10-3, the score remains in favour of France. So Germany make a switch. They put Max Scheller up in front. Hayo Harder goes number 2. Jake Chirapella goes number 3. Remy Bader stays at 1 for France. Julien Duponchel in the middle and Michelle Bouffis out the back. So Germany ring the changes. They need a big last chucker. Ball goes in. It's pulled down by Jake out the back. Jake looks to set things moving, going downfield. He's got Max running down in front of him. At the 30-yard line they go. Little pass gets popped across. Max takes it well, lines up the post, bangs it through. This young lad from Germany, he can throw some goals when he gets the opportunities. Seen him play on a few occasions. And he's a pretty handy number 1. Whether he can do a 7-goal chucker is a different matter, but I know he will try. So they'll come back to the line out again. And they'll line up on by Wayne Henning. Ball goes in. It's down on the German side. They'll reach for it. They can't grab it. It's still there. And it's mopped up by a French stick, I think. Oh, but it's come loose. It bounces high. Michel Bouffis will come around for it. He can't grab it. Hayo Harder will grab it for Germany. Hayo Harder sets sail downfield. Max Scheller running out on his left-hand side. Little pass gets flicked across. It's long. Max catches it well. He'll have to check up for the backline. Good play by the German. 3-2-1. Max turns around, bangs it through the post. There's number 2 for the chucker. Germany make it 10-5. So Germany switching back to their more traditional lineup and it paying dividends. Ball goes in, Max grabs it on the front. Max Scheller breaks through the front of the line-out. The young number 1 down towards the 30-yard line, bounces, doesn't get a kind bounce, it's loose in the mud. He'll get back to it first. It's between Max and Michel Bouffis. Michel Bouffis muscles Max off the ball and reclaims it for France. Michel Bouffis just checked up in this area. He won't want to rush things now, I wouldn't think. He'll look for Remy Bader at the 30-yard line. Pops a little pass out, finds Remy. Remy pops it back to Michel. Good, intelligent play by the French. but Max is there. Max lays in the wood. Ball comes loose and it's down on the floor. And they'll dig for it. Max will mop it up at the second attempt in a whole load of traffic. Surrounded by French players at the moment. He'll spin the pony round. Look to go towards the 30-yard line. In a bit of a quagmire of mud at the moment. Pony not that keen to move. Max taking a lot of pressure off the French defence. Looking to get the pony moving down towards the 30-yard line. Bounces. It comes high. Heads back towards midfield. I think it's still in the 30-yard area. Umpire playing advantage. And umpire's whistle goes. So Michelle Bouffis will take the clearing throw. And Michelle Bouffis goes for it. He can't hold on to it. And now they'll all chase it. Down towards the ball they go in a pack. And over top of it they go. Gets kicked along by the horses towards that sideline. Still just in play. Max reaches out a long arm. He can't pull it in. It's still there to be had. Ball comes loose. And they'll break through it again. The French will get to it first. Michelle Bouffis. He goes down and picks it up for France. Michelle Bouffis with the ball for France. Just checked up in midfield by Max and Hayo coming in as well. Michelle Bouffis making his way down midfield, but again the German defence catch up with him and dispossess him. Germany fighting till the end. Umpire's whistle goes. We'll see what they say. And it's going to be a German ball. Umpire says it crossed the centre line of the horse. Max will take the free throw for himself. He marks a spot. Umpire Henning marks the spot. Max takes a free throw, takes it back in. Now he's got to get Yogi moving through the traffic. Checked up at the moment. The French number one right in front of him. He steps round him, looks to get moving. Julien Duponchel comes across to give him a nudge. Max just making his way steadily downfield. Through the duck pond he goes. Max just checked up, moving his racket backwards and forwards, taking a lot of pressure off a French player. But this young lad's got pretty good stick skills. He can take some attention and hold on to that ball. Looking to get the horse moving. Down towards the 30-yard line he goes. Not much pace on him, but they get there. Pulls it back in, just over 30-yard line, and umpire says carried over the 30-yard line. And France will get the clearing through from the 30-yard line. You get the feeling the game is slipping away from Germany now. They came back strong at the end of this chukker. They've had most of the possession, but they haven't made the most of the last few possessions. And now Michelle Bouffis will pop it out to Remy Bader from the 30-yard line. Remy Bader will now get some attention from the German defence. Remy Bader going through midfield, putting down the power, looks to flick a pass across, but Jake Chubabala's there to mop that up for them. It's loose on the floor, trickling towards the area. It's loose in the area. Jake will get to it first. He protects the ball, picks it up for Germany, takes some attention by the French number one. Oh, tries to pop the little pass out, but it wasn't really to Max, and it's loose on the floor again. Max reaches out and pulls it back, but he can't net it first, blets it at the second. He's got to get this horse moving, puts the legs on, gets carried by the French defence towards the sideline though. Jake comes in to try and tail him. Checked up, getting driven towards this sideline, just staying in field. Loses the ball but wins it back. Now he gets a pony moving, lets it run. Yogi sees some space. Yogi goes now down towards the 30-yard line. To the 30-yard line they go, bounces, pulls it back in. Good recover by Max Scheller over 30-yard line. Spins Yogi round, looks to find his way through to a post. Max looking at Embers with a goal for Germany. The overarm comes out and it's good. Good little last goal by Germany. Showing what they can truly do when they try to play their best. 10-6 the score. The clock's going to beat them, I think, even for this lineup. And France run out winners of International Challenge. They'll be delighted with that. Germany perhaps will regret the fact they didn't play like that for all three chuckers, but the French team were very professional, very good, played some very clever polocrosse. And they run out winners and they get the same score as they did against Germany in the pool game, 10 goals to 6.